Hi, my name is Ty Hunt. I'm 19 years old. Some of my favorite hobbies are surfing, playing soccer. I do these flips on like a trampoline, and that carries over to my sport, which is diving. I work out a lot. Like super into like the body movement. My major is kinesiology, so I don't know. It just really fascinates me, all that stuff. I like to practice diving, hang out with friends. I go cliff jumping a lot, which is like, again, like all the flip stuff. Surfing again. I got in high school, I got this scholarship for athletes who have overcome drug abuse, Brad Fowler Memorial Scholarship, which was super cool and totally caught me off guard, but it was, I got nominated by my AP environmental science teacher. And then another one that like I'm super proud of is last year for dive, I went to state and my ankle was like super jacked up and I did not think I was gonna dive. Like I showed up with crutches and then I ended up winning. It was just like, I just took a bunch of ibuprofen, I pushed through it and it was awesome. Well, a little bit separate from that, but when I was younger, like I've always suffered from like pretty intense anxiety, just genetic stuff. And then as I got older, my parents ended up divorcing, and for a little bit, me and my mom were living in a trailer. And she was actually, I don't know if you know, do you remember the Vegas shooting? Yeah, so she was at the Vegas shooting, so she got pretty bad, she was okay, but like physically, but she got pretty bad PTSD from that. And so we were living in a trailer, and I was just going into high school, and so I couldn't really, like my mom couldn't really be there for me, because like, I mean, the toaster would go off and she'd have like a full-blown panic attack, which, I mean, it was obviously like super hard to watch that as her son, but like I had all these changes going on. It just got rough for a little bit, pretty dark. And then eventually, you know, like high school, I found drugs and alcohol and stuff like that. And it progressed until when I was a junior, I got a DUI. Well, it's wet and reckless because it was pretty low. So that happened, and then a few months later, it wasn't enough. It was too embedded into like what I was doing. I overdosed on Xanax and alcohol, and I woke up in the hospital the next day, and my parents were like, going to rehab. And I was like, damn, like I almost just died. And it just flipped it for me. Like I went and things just got better. Things just, from then on, like I really started to value. I mean, it wasn't easy. Like I'm telling you, like the anxiety after that was something else. But I'm still struggling with it. But every day I get through it, and I keep pushing. Actually, it's funny because I know like one of the reasons that you guys like picked me, you said, was because of like the club president thing, which was, so surfing actually, like when I was in rehab, like I didn't really have a whole lot to do because, you know, like everything I was doing before was like drugs. So I didn't know what to do. And then my dad was like, let's go surfing, because he had always surfed. And I was like, okay. And then, dude, I got so into it so fast. And that was a big thing for me, was like, it kept my mind off it. It was super fun too. Just that, and the support of my parents, man. Just trying to remember, like if I ever wanted to go back to like some of the old things, because like your brain adapts and like it still wants it. It still wants it. Like just recognizing, like being apart from that, and then like taking a step back and then focusing on some of the new things, like the hobby of surfing, or even just asking my parents. Like it's scary. It's not good to walk up to my mom and be like, hey, like, I mean, this is just like an example of being like, hey, like I'm really like craving something right now. It's like uncomfortable conversation. I don't know. It helped to lean on them. I would not have done any of the recovery I've done without my parents. Like I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here without my parents.
Absolutely.
They're awesome. Well, the day after, like the OD, I don't know your backstory, but if you've ever, so you know what it feels like you're like, oh, I should be dead. So when I woke up the next day, I actually filmed like this 6-minute long video, and I was like, well, if I should be dead anyways, like I might as well prevent other people. And I had this video up on Instagram for a while. I eventually, like, I got a little bit insecure about it just because it was like so vulnerable so publicly, but like for like a good 5 months I had this video up there just like kind of talking like I'm talking right now, just like telling people I don't know, just trying to spread awareness about it. And also it did make it a little easier because like people wouldn't come up to me and ask me like, hey, what happened? It was like, hey, good job, instead of like me having to like spread it. But like just ask people for support. Just people are gonna help you. At least some people, like maybe not everybody, but you'll know like the people that are gonna be there for you. Oh, I'm still trying to figure that out, but that, you know, that little voice, obviously everybody knows the little voice. The little voice doesn't want you to do anything, stay in bed all day, and it's listening to that little voice. It's not getting rid of it. It's like hearing it out and being like, no, I'm gonna go do my own thing. Just being happy. Hey man, just the support of my parents, but a lot of it for me is like having that anxiety forever. Like I know what it's like to have that voice so loud and just do whatever it says all the time, and just, I mean, hey, that led me to do the drugs, because, you know, it makes it quieter and makes it easier. But stuff like that, like just being able to recognize it and push against it, I guess. Just accepting that it's there, like not trying to push it away. Like it's a part of me. Like I get that. Like genetically, it's part of me. Like listening to it, hearing it out, and then doing whatever I feel like is right. Like if the anxiety's talking sense, maybe I'll listen. If it's not, if it's going against what I want, then I'm not gonna listen. Drugs is the easier option, but like, I don't know, it doesn't make you feel good. Long run, I'm not gonna look back and think about all the times I did drugs. I'm gonna think about the times like I pushed against, I pushed against myself. Yeah. It's a little shaky right now because I don't have a diving coach, but I wanna dive D1, like at a 4-year level. That's a big one for me. I really wanna do something along the lines of like physical therapy, chiropractic, and I wanna get into a good program for that and follow it out. What makes me most happy is when, like kind of when that voice is like telling me to do something that isn't me, and I just be myself, and for other people around me to like accept that part of me, and just being myself, man.
Nice. I know you inspired me today for sure.